Whew. Hey, it's Frankie here, and we are on the bridge in Saarbrücken, Germany, going over the water. Got my Kanu, IDB. And in this video, if you guys are doing web design, this is probably going to be the biggest game changer you've ever seen. I know there's some shoddy camera work in here. Sound's not the best, but the tips are going to be top notch. And it's how to get a whole lot more money for each and every web design client without actually needing more clients to do it. So let's get into it. So, I recently finished an awesome book. Read a lot of books. One of them by T. Harv Eker called The Millionaire Mind. And one of the things he talks about in the book that's particularly interesting for all you web designers is he says what you do with small amounts of money determines whether or not you will have large amounts of money in your bank account. And I'll tell you how this shows up for web design. One of our brilliant mastermind members asked a question of like, hey, how can I get more web design clients? And I asked him, are you interested in having more clients, or are you interested in ultimately having more money? And if there was a way to do that without having all the clients, would that be interesting to you? And of course, it turns out there's a little construction going on behind here. That he was mostly just interested in the income. It didn't necessarily make any difference. And I came up with something that I call the 4 levels of web design. And most people, by the way, like 99% are in level 1, which is the least paying one, which I call Sally Seller. Sally Seller is a very simple place to understand. It's, I sell a website and you give me the money, right? So I don't know what you guys are charging for a website. It could be anywhere from a couple $100 to 10, 20, maybe even 30, 40 grand if you're in a very high-end niche. By the way, this double Kinderwagen is hard to steer. And what ends up happening is when you do that, you live and die by your sales. Hello. Ask me how I know, by the way. And so what ends up happening is you end up having some really good months where you sell like 3, 5, 10, 20, however many websites are a lot for you. And then you have some months that are a little slower. And you tend to stress out and wonder if you're going to have any sales coming in or what to do about your whole situation. And that's level 1 where most people are, and it's, by the way, not where you want to be. Now, there's a second level in this that I call the recurring Randy. And the recurring Randy does this a little bit differently, and what recurring Randy does is recurring Randy understands that the most important number, by the way, is not whether or not he makes a sale, but actually whether that person continues on to do recurring business. And it's really just simple math. If you sell a website one time for $2,000 versus having a client pay you for a year-long package $2,000 a month, you're going to see the notification that you got money 12 more times in your inbox. And in fact, our average mastermind, by the way, is keeping people 2 years. So they're getting 24 payments for where most web designers are getting 1. The third level, by the way, is what I call Investor Ivan. And that's where you're like a recurring Randy, where you've learned to turn your one-off web design sales. My girls say hello, by the way. You've learned to turn your one-off web design sales into recurring deals, but now you're taking that excess money and investing it, and now your money is working for you. So it doesn't require you to get up. In fact, if you just go to sleep and wake up many nights, you'll wake up a little richer than you went to bed. And that happens, not necessarily in a straight line, but continuously, day after day. And then there's a third level past that, or a fourth level that's past even that, and I call this the Compound Carl. And I was actually just doing some calculations on some compound crypto stuff that I'm doing, and I realized that if I put in $1,000 and could wait for like 4 or 5 years, then my money's going to go up 10 to 20 times, and that's irrespective of of the value of the coin. And those coins themselves are often, like, as you guys have noticed, Bitcoin went from like $3 in 10 years to right now it's like 50,000, right? And this is not just limited to crypto, by the way. There's so many different ways to do that. I actually remember I did a little test running an ad in my local area for anyone who was interested in buying a computer. It was a $500 laptop for payments of $100 a month, and I found out people were willing to pay $1,200 for a $500 laptop. And if you screen those people well, yeah, Bluma, Kugma, mommy's not with us, honey, just Papa. So yeah, when you do that, what you'll find is that your money actually compounds, and compound interest is probably one of the most powerful financial forces in the world when you put it to work for you. Where if you can just put aside a little bit of money and wait, then your money will compound without, a whole lot of headaches or anything like that. So if you guys are out there selling web design, I know it may be tempting to want to learn how to sell more, but the first thing you can do is figure out how can we go from a one-off web design sale to at least to the recurring Randy, where now these people are paying us 12 times. And if you do that, what you'll find is you'll actually make far, far, far more money selling websites, and you don't do nearly as much work, because almost all of our web design work is front-end work. So I hope that's helpful for you guys, and if you dig this, don't forget to subscribe, and may the force be with you.